Continuing on the theme of games that were once meant for a license, this game was going to be a game about Wolverine. But like Sunsoft, when Data East lost the licensing deal, they reworked the game and released Werewolf the Last Warrior, or Chojinro Senki Warwolf in Japan. This game is an interesting beast, if you excuse the pun. It has several good ideas, but suffers from several missteps in execution. Graphically though, it looks nice. I like the backgrounds and choice of colors. However, some enemies look a bit silly, like the guys who point and yell "Oh" when they see you. That is when they see you from the right side, because from the other side the text becomes "Ho!" How rude. The music ranges from mediocre, like the mini-boss theme, to downright awesome, with the themes of the werewolf form and especially the human form, which has to be the most metal-sounding loop of the entire NES or Famicom library. The gameplay is where it gets really interesting. You start out in human form, but after some text and the first boss, you grab a red W and is transformed into the werewolf form. Throughout the game you find red and blue Ws that upgrade or downgrade you between these two forms. As a human, you jump and punch, but can also hold the B button for a while to charge and shoot out the word "No" to attack enemies with. If you do this as the werewolf, you do a super attack that kills all enemies on the screen, but it had to be one of those that also depletes a chunk of your energy, so it's not recommended. In both forms you could hold up to jump higher, but you have more options as the werewolf. You can crawl through small passageways, you can grab onto and climb walls as well as ceilings, although the latter isn't as easy to pull off as you might think. Also, as both forms you can find a bullet that allows you to shoot a gun or something, but only once. Finally, as the werewolf you can hit both A and B at the same time to do a backflip, during which you're invincible to everything, so use it to your heart's content, but keep in mind that you can't control yourself during it. The stages are littered with things that act like kind of treasure chests, but you need to be careful of which order you uncover the items in, otherwise you might be forced to take one in order to get back to where you were. This can actually get you killed, because if you take the blue W as the human, you lose half your energy. Other common items to find are health, 1-ups, and what looks like bubbles, that increase your rage meter. I know whenever I see a bubble, I get fucking pissed. On paper this game looks and sounds like a slam dunk, but the gameplay reveals a lot of flaws unfortunately. The movement feels stiff, the hit detection is not good, although against bosses that can actually work in your favor. The screen won't scroll when you do the backflip, so you have to back up and make the screen move. The game has a time limit that doesn't restart unless you die or beat the whole stage, so you don't have much time to explore, even though the stages aren't the most linear, which I normally like in a game. Enemy placements aren't that well thought out. A lot of the time they just drop on you, giving you little time to react. And with the previously mentioned bad hit detection, it becomes aggravating to fight in general. Warwolf is not a game I really recommend. While the graphics, music and list of features are all quite inviting, playing it feels more of a chore than playtime. However, it's not one of the worst games by any stretch, and it's worth at least a try, if nothing else than for that awesome bit of music.